everybody, and welcome once again to Gran Spec-II. So, I just spent an hour and 10 minutes being a dumbass. Par for the course for me, to be honest. Because I set myself a challenge of completing Gran Spec-II with only 10 cars. And I can only use the same 10 cars the whole time. So I completed all the license tests for myself with the cheat codes, and then bought all my cars. But I didn't know everything I was going to buy, so I'm like, and then at the end of the day, I didn't know if I used one over budget. So I remember every single car I bought, so I'm going to buy those cars all over again and make life easier. So I also gave myself the challenge of I have to buy my 10 cars immediately, and my budget was however much money I got from selling the prize cars from us. The highlights were, there were a bunch of ship options, and the expensive cars were the R33 GTR LF Road car, a Evo 8 Super Rally car, a 205 T16, not the Evo version, the first one, and the R390 GT1. And a Gathers Divider Civic race car. Those are my most expensive cars, and that ended up giving me a budget of just shy of 1.3 million to buy the 10 cars that I will have for the whole playthrough. So the first order of business is checking to see what's available in here that I was going to use. Because I know what cars I want. Drop something. Okay. Let's check here for my first of the cars. Okay, so I have this. I have to sit down. Originally, but I guess we're using this now instead. That replaces that. Okay. Now I'm gonna blow 80-something% of my budget with the hero car. Now, it's going to look like I'm scraping pennies for everything else. But, trust the process. I'm going to have enough money to buy the car that I want. This takes care of K-Car Cup, FF, and World Compact Series. See when that car appears. It is not in rotation. CL600. That is easily the highest horsepower per dollar car in the game. Flat out. I then bought my Clubman also gave myself the nerf of only being able to use race cars in events designed specifically for race cars. So I can't just go in FF challenge for it. That's kind of cheap. That is, okay, that's half of the garage sorted. CL600 is interesting, but I'm not using it. Oh, I had to have something that was MR. I mean, the GT is technically an engine, but like I said, if it's, doesn't fit that, doesn't fit the nerf thing that I wanted. So I needed a crappy mid-engine car. $36,000 for a roof BTR. How much does that cost if I wanted to just buy that? $112,480. Good God, what a saving. I can totally flip the script on my original purchase plan. I was going to buy this MR2 for cheap so that I could have it, because I had my convertible was initially a SL500 and R129, but it doesn't have to be an R129 anymore. This thing is worth more than $100 grand. The base price of this car is over $100. I mean, and I can use it for box or spirit, so I don't have to use that wasted legacy wagon. And that legacy wagon probably is still the cheapest wagon. Let me just make sure I'm not clicking. Yeah, it's about a $100,000 car for $38K. Thank you, Spec-II mod. Groove BTR, $112,000 car for $30K. Well, now I just need a mid-engine convertible. And there are relatively, I mean, I could go right back to roof. I could go right back to roof for that. Since roof is technically its own manufacturer, I don't consider them material cars. Legally, its own manufacturer. I mean, that is a convertible. The BTR isn't one. Let's confirm that it is. How many cars do I have then? 6. Wow, $112,000 Porsche. Giga Porsche. And the thing is, I'm pretty sure this thing's naturally aspirated. I don't think the BTR was turbocharged. So it was making more power than a 911 Turbo without a turbo. Or maybe just turbocharged. But now for Boxer Spirit, I don't have to use that Legacy. I just have to use that Legacy for the damn Super Wagon series. I'm not allowing myself to use prize cards I own in this card. I am, however, allowing myself to sell them, so I have the randomizer on. So that I can upgrade the cards every time. Okay, hopefully the dealers have refreshed themselves. Because there were some cars that I'd bought that were not there anymore. The fact that I only had to spend $30K on my $100,000 plus car is a godsend. Okay, that dealership has not reset. There's this one. I gotta do 2 more of these things to make sure they're reset. Because there were some cars that popped up. This historic dealership is like obscenely goated now in this game. Like, the shit that is popping up in here. I mean, excuse my language, but like, the deals. I just bought a $100,000 Porsche squared, effectively, for 30-something grand. Which in a budget challenge is a godsend. Oh my god, that dealership still hasn't reset. Has this one reset? No! Did any of them reset? How long do I have to wait for the damn dealer to reset? Oh my goodness. I have golded all the license tests in this game before in my life. Once. And doing all gold on the S license was the one that caused me the most pain because, you know, if you made a small mess up, you had to do the whole lap all over again. Actually, I don't remember if I've done that with S. I think I have, but I don't want to lie and say I have. I know that B through IA I have golded, not on emulator, because on emulator I can't gold the slalom tests to save my life without throttle control, which I have none of on the emulator. I'm pretty much full throttle or no throttle at all. So, that makes that harder. Okay, let's see if these name dealerships have updated. I wanted out of here. It's like, oh my god, the Panda. It's still there. $23,000. I don't give a shit that I don't have a need for it. Mine. Mine. If anybody is wondering why I just did that, no one at all should be wondering why I did that. My baby. So it is a 91, okay. 21K. Dude, these used car dealership deals are just absolutely bogus levels of hell yeah. What is that up to now? 8? No, it's only 7. It's only 7. Actually, no, I did have a use for this card. I didn't have an FR card. This is my FR card. The 190E does have a use. I need it for front engine. You know, in my opinion, this should technically be homologation here. But obviously, those are for road rally homologation here. This is a DTM homologation here. Different kind of homologation here. Also, there's no E30 in front of it. I am stoked to not have this thing, because since it's like you have to pay 50 something for it regularly, I'm like, oh, I'm not gonna have it. And despite the fact it's still a black box with a fat wing, I still think it's my favorite. It's also the profile picture for this YouTube account. Evo 2. I don't know what it sounds like on the final version. I think it just sounds kind of boring, which is upsetting because it's a Cosworth 4-cylinder. Cosworth makes the best 4-cylinders. You know, they just are. Cosworth, I mean, they have the most successful F1 engine. Granted, that's a V8. Cosworth is on the Mount Rushmore of 4-cylinder engine makers. And if you disagree, you're wrong. It's okay to think they're not the best makers of 4-cylinder engines, but they are on the Mount Rushmore. They are in that, they belong up there on the Mount Rushmore of 4-cylinder engines. From like an enthusiast perspective. They kill it with their 4-cylinders. Alright, this dealership appears to have reset again, but not the way I wanted it to. I just don't know what the hell I need. I like. It's Mystic. Not the Polo green, but I only have 7 cars. I only have 7 cars. I need a truck. I need a convertible mid-engine car. I can repaint cars in this game. So I'll have you. I just acquired two of my favorite cars. The 1997 Chevrolet Camaro Z28 is on my Mount Rushmore favorite cars. It is also a car that I have owned. I had a white 97 Camaro Z28. It was a 6-speed manual. I don't have it anymore because I was young and stupid, and when the OptiSpark went out, I didn't have the money to fix it. So I had to sell it. And now I own a Jaguar X-Type. I have a Jag. I drive an X-Type, and I love it. It is a 3-liter. I couldn't find a manual one because they were not in my price range if I wanted the 3-liter. It only had 94,000 miles on it. I bought it for $2,900, and it runs flawlessly. I've had it for over a year, and it has been perfect. And no, I do not care that the big 3 top guys all agree that it's a car they hate. They can piss off, as far as I'm concerned when it comes to that. It is the Corvette that I need for the classics. So maybe I can't have the Z28. I do need a truck. I need a truck. I have the Z28 just because I like it. I can't use it though because 190E. Well, I have to pick between that and 28 coupe will not be used in this playthrough. I just bought it because I like it. Gran. I did so well on my budget this time with the BTR that I was able to just buy an extra spare vehicle just because I like it. And I wanted it. So I will not be using it for this playthrough. For all intents and purposes, it is not one of the 10 cars that will be so I have it, but it's just a visual piece. Dog Ram. I love those Dog Rams, those 3rd gen Rams, but pre-faced. In 2026, that is one of the cars I plan on buying. I will buy another Camaro Z28, a 97 preferably. I will buy a Ram at some point. 5.7 Laramie, pretty much the exact same as that. However, I don't need a quad cab. I'd be fine with a club cab. I can't find a quad. There's only 2 cars that I know I'm going to be buying in 2026, and one of them's a truck. Oh, a truck. I don't know what else I'm going to be buying. Obviously, I'm not buying a 190E Evo 2 because I don't plan on making over $400,000 next year. I plan on making some, enough to own a Camaro and a truck, but those are a lot cheaper. A lot. In fact, there's a couple of cars I would like to acquire in the 100 and below range before I get into it. And that's if I'm ever lucky enough to make the kind of money that I would need to afford. Well, wait a minute. I have to buy homologation. I do believe that can show up here. And so it's not. It does not appear to be here. So if I can afford a new one, just so I can be edgy and different. That means it's a prize car, or I just can't buy it. That's a Lancia Delta. Can I buy that? $133K, yeah. I was gonna buy an Evo 3, but I think I missed it. So I'm gonna look at this list and try and buy the most interesting, obscure thing I can. I'm buying A110, I'm buying Quattro, a Focus RS now. Excuse me. CZ3 Tarmac. Or I can get a Celica GT4. I wouldn't mind a Celica GT4. I want to see if I can buy the Mitsubishi CZ3. No. We're gonna cycle through the licenses again and see if the Sylvia 240 RS will pop up in the so that I can have a homologation rally card. Since the 190E doesn't meet the qualifications. For anybody who's going to be like, well, you bought more than 10 cars, sawed off. 190E should be technically allowed to do this homologation. But that's Road Rally Homologation Heroes. It's not just general Homologation Heroes. Otherwise, you could use the R390 GT1 road car. And that would be obscenely overpowered. Because it's Unfortunately, they couldn't have a road-going McLaren F1 in this game because they didn't have the license for McLaren themselves. They just had the license for BMW, who technically owned the F1 GTR Longtail, since it's a Team BMW car, and McLaren wasn't going to be stingy about it, since obviously BMW lovely V12. Evo 3 I wanted, that I was going to buy. Okay, this is an ST 185. This is the one I want, right? Yes, it is. But let's see if that Evo that I was going to buy is just for shits and giggles. No, it's an Evo 1 again, not an Evo 3. There's an Evo 2 and an Evo 1. But not an Evo. Oh, there's the Evo 3 that I was going to buy. Yeah, I'm trying to keep it as, accurate as I did with the cars I bought. Alright, those are the 10 cars. This is kind of just here. Do I keep it in the garage? No, probably not. Just keep it out of the garage. Alright, well, bye-bye, Camaro. Very nice having you for 4.5 seconds. I had literally virtually no use. The 190E, there is no use. It's not used. It's a vanity car. Because, now that I have the Corvette Stingray that I put on that one. Let's see, how many cars? The Legacy's base price is probably it's above that, so I could use that for Sunday. But probably end up using the Mini. The Evo 3 is probably awesome. We've got a couple cars in front of the 30 mid-price. Alright. These are the cards, fellas. Oh, there's one thing I wanted to check before we end this. And that's whether or not I can use the aspiration for the Ford GT on Spec-II. I never... I doubt, I'm pretty sure this thing is factory. No, you can't supercharge it. 901 horsepower. Okay, that's actually perfectly fine. That's more than acceptable horsepower. That should be able to be the GT World Championship with ease. Now, whether I can get real circuit tours, which is insanely hard, is a whole nother story. Excuse me. Thank you. Here we go. Mini. Let's prepare this thing for its inaugural outing in the Sunday Cup. Paint it in a authentic, patriotic sort of paint. Let's get him some new oil. Mr. Mini wants to know. That oil isn't perfect bright yellow, but it's only slightly dull, so it's not that bad actually. I wonder if repainting it automatically changes the oil. Because it would have copied the car. I can't throw a wind on it. How stupid is that? Not as stupid. But it does not. I'm gonna release these episodes as, you know, each championship's one episode. So these episodes in the future are gonna be significantly shorter. But I'll see you guys next time for the Sunday Cup. Until then, enjoy.